If you hear the words ideal client avatar and then your eyes just want to involuntarily roll back in their sockets, it's probably because you've wasted a ton of time filling out absolutely useless ideal client questionnaires where you just end up guessing what their eye color is and what kind of underpants they wear. Not exactly helpful, right? But if you want to know how to create an ideal client profile that you can actually use, one that helps you to figure out exactly what you need to say to get the right people to sit up, pay attention, and actually want your services, then keep on watching. If you're new to my channel, my name is Melinda Kitto, and if you're looking for marketing or messaging tips to help you stand out online so that you can sell your offers with ease, make sure that you subscribe and hit that bell to be notified when I upload a new video every single week. So if you're still kind of new to this whole online business thing, one of the first steps that most good coaches will ask you to do is to create an ideal client profile. This is where you essentially build a profile of the exact type of person that you want to attract to your business as a client. And why do we do that? Well, because if you know who you're trying to attract, it makes it a whole lot easier to create offers and messaging that will speak to that person. As opposed to just randomly yelling out there to the internet, "Hey guys, I've got something to buy." Anyone? But the problem with this whole concept, and the reason why so many people roll their eyes when they hear anyone mention ideal client, is because so many of the questionnaires that you fill out to figure out who this person is fall way short. You end up with some lovely words on a piece of paper that talk about who you want to attract, but you have no idea how to actually talk to that person, how to actually find them in this whole online jungle of people. So today I'm going to share the must-have elements of an ideal client profile that will help you to craft the kind of message that gets those people saying, "Wow, it's like you're inside my head." Because once you can do that, all your copywriting, all your messaging, your offers, everything that you do will make that person sit up and take notice and want to actually buy your stuff. So let's get into it. There are three main factors that your ideal client profile needs to get crystal clear on. And the first of those factors is, who is this person? Who is it that you're trying to attract? Is it a male? Is it a female? How old? How young? Are they a parent, an entrepreneur, an athlete, a crafter? What are the key identifying factors about this person? The kind of thing where if I said, "Hey, are you an athlete?" you'd be able to say, "Yeah, that sounds like me." Now, if you're one of those people who feel like your services can actually help pretty much everybody, you might find it hard to start answering some of those questions because you might feel like saying, "Well, I could help all of them." So if that sounds like you, I'd really encourage you to start by watching this video here where I break down how to choose the right niche for your business and why that's actually a really important decision to make. Because unless you are able to narrow that focus in and really choose a particular audience that you want to try to attract, you are going to be that person who's yelling randomly out to the internet and just hoping somebody will hear you. So check out that video first, and then I'm sure you'll find this whole process a lot easier. Now, here's a really important element that I find a whole lot of ideal client questionnaires just completely miss. And that is to consider how far along the journey is this person. So what do I mean by that? Let's say for argument's sake that your ideal clients are entrepreneurs. How far along that journey are they? Are they still sitting back in their cubicle dreaming about one day starting their own business? Are they a little bit further along that journey? Maybe they've got their side hustle running alongside their 9 to 5, but now they're ready to transition out of this job that they hate and do their business full time. Fast forward a little bit further down that journey, maybe this person is 6 months into their business and they're starting to realize, "Oh wow, this is a whole lot harder than I thought it would be." Maybe they're even further still and this person actually has a really strong business and they're looking to scale. But I'm sure you can already start to see how important it is to understand where along that journey this person is. Because if they're still sitting in their cubicle right at the start of that journey, that person's needs and desires and frustrations will be incredibly different to the person who's about ready to scale a multiple six-figure business. When you put them side by side like that, the difference is quite obvious, but a lot of people ignore all of that phase of the journey in between. So you need to get a really clear picture for how far along that journey your ideal client is right now, because that will heavily influence the next two elements we need to look at. So given that that particular person is at that particular point on the journey, here's where the second factor kicks in. What are they struggling with? What's going on for this person right now? What problems are they facing? What challenges are they experiencing? What struggles are they trying to work their way through? In other words, why do they need you? You need to be clear on the exact problem that this particular person is facing right now that your services are the answer for. But we need to go even deeper than that. Not only do we need to understand what this problem actually is, but we need to understand how that problem is showing up for this particular person. And what I mean by that is the same problem can show up very, very differently for different types of people. Because let's say your services are all about getting rid of that excess weight. How that problem of excess weight shows up will be very different depending on if it's a teenager who's being bullied at school, the mum of a newborn who wants to get her pre-baby body back, or the 70-year-old man who's been told that his heart's going to fail unless he does something about that belly. So when you have this person in mind, think about how that problem is showing up for them. What does their life look like? What challenges are they facing? What daily struggles hold them back? How do those things make them feel? What does it make them think? What does it make them say to themselves? What have they been told about this problem? What are they totally sick of hearing? What do they think the answer is? All of those questions are going to start to build a really clear picture of exactly what's going on for that person, which gives you a really strong foundation to start to craft a message that will cut through all the noise and all the rest of the crap online and make that person actually hear it. Now, once you get really clear on who this person is and what they're really struggling with, the third factor that you need to get clear on is what they want instead. If they could take a magic wand and instantly solve that problem, what would they wish for? Now, again, what they would wish for would vary depending on who this person is. One type of person might wish for rock hard abs, while another might just wish to feel comfortable in their clothes again. So once they've waved that magic wand, what does their life look like now? What do they now experience on a daily basis? How do they feel now? What do they say to themselves now that that problem is resolved? Because once you get a really clear understanding of what this person actually wants, then you can work out how your services can be the path that gets them from where they are to where they want to be. Now, if you're struggling to really get a clear picture of who this person might be, here's a little tip for you. Often, your ideal clients are actually a younger version of yourself. Now, this isn't always the case, of course, but often when we find ourselves in service-based or consulting type roles, we are often trying to help people with a challenge that we ourselves have overcome. So if that's the kind of service that you provide, your ideal client is usually right in your rear vision mirror. It's the person you used to be. It's the struggles that you used to face. So if you want to be able to answer those questions, just rewind the memory tape and go back to that time in your life. What was going on for you? How did that problem show up for you? What did it make you think? What did it make you feel? And if someone had placed that magic wand in your hand, what would you have wished for instead? And you've got the benefit of having gone through that transformation. So what does life look like now? What are you now able to do? How does it make you feel now? You actually have those answers right at your fingertips. Now, if that's not the case and your ideal client is not a younger version of yourself, you can still access these answers much easier than you might think. Just have a little bit of empathy and put yourself in that client's shoes. Sometimes we make this whole thing a lot harder than it needs to be and people go, oh, but I don't know what they'd be thinking. Well, geez, have a guess. If you were in that position, what would you be thinking? How would it make you feel? And of course, if you're still not sure, that's where market research comes in. Why not reach out to people who are going through this exact struggle and ask them these questions? Now, if you need a bit of help with the whole market research thing and you want some tips as to how I actually get those market research interviews and what type of questions I would ask, type market research into the comments so that I know you want to see a video about that. So now that I've got a really clear understanding of exactly who they are, now I can start to craft my entire message around that. I can use my messaging to meet them exactly where they're at, talk to them about where they want to be instead, and position my offer as the thing that's actually going to take them from A to B. And if you want to know how I actually do that, check out this video right here where I dig into how to craft a really compelling social media post that sells your offer. Do you feel like you're clear on who it is that you're trying to attract to your business? Comment below and let me know who your perfect client is and what problem you've really helped them to solve. To make this easier for you, I've broken down the key questions that I think are absolutely essential when you're building an ideal client profile. So if you want to work through those questions yourself so that you can start speaking your ideal client's language, grab my free worksheet, which I will link to in the description below. If this video has been helpful for you, make sure to subscribe, share it with your friends, and hit that like button so I know you want to see more videos just like this one. Now, as you're getting really clear on your ideal client profile, you might still be wondering, well, yeah, but what's my message? Well, stay tuned because in next week's video, I'm going to share how you can really clarify your message so that you can cut through all the noise online and be seen and heard by the right people. So hit that bell and you'll be notified when that video goes live. In the meantime, make sure that you check out these videos here where I share more of my marketing and messaging tips to help you stand out online. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. So now your ideal just rewrite. So now oh, make the words come out.